It's actually not just another month here in Attack on Titan, because what a fucking chapter we've got. We are live on Twitch. Twitch chat is going insane right now, as you can probably see. But we're here to talk about Attack on Titan chapter 131. We're here with our friendly monthly review. We got up to 10k views last month. That was pretty cool. We'll see if we can get more this time, which I think we can, because in Twitch chat right now, we're up to about 36 live viewers, which is an all-time record here. You can come over and break the record next month if you want. The link is in the description. But we could also break a viewership record here on YouTube too, because this chapter has gotten people talking. This has been an outstanding chapter, the best since 122 in my opinion. I think I'm running with that now. I liked all the chapters in between. I know some people were a bit iffy. We don't talk about those people, though we do, and we will in the PowerPoint. Our friends the Jaegerists. We will talk about them eventually. But a hell of a thing. Lots of hype surrounding this chapter. I don't know if it trended on Twitter. I think one of them trended on Twitter one time, right? That's like the ultimate sign of breaking through and everybody being hyped. But we're here with a very long PowerPoint with quite a bit to say. It's lagging out when I'm trying to scroll through them right now. That's how many we've got. A lot to say about this chapter. This will probably be maybe break the length limit for how long a YouTube chapter review has been as well, though we don't have that much battery on the laptop, so we might have to speed through a few things. But we've got all the friendly faces in chat. Minty, of course, helped us with our Levi video recently. He's in chat too. He's now famous, getting too big for his britches over here. I'm probably not going to read chat as much. I'm going to try and get into things right now. That's a hell of an intro. We've been going for like 3 minutes. We haven't gotten to the point. Eren did nothing wrong as the title. It's just bait, because obviously he did, and I don't think anybody is going to be saying that anymore, though I'm sure some people will. As I was saying to Twitch chat before this, I could have done the cringe thing where you make some of the letters capitals and some of them small to make it look like you're fucking mocking an idiot saying it, but I chose not to. I could have, though, so you better be thankful for that. So, we start off the chapter with the story of Halil and Ramsey. I'm going to say Ramsey, though I'm pretty sure these are Jewish-inspired characters, almost certain, and these are Jewish-inspired names. I don't speak fucking Hebrew, I don't know how to say them. And I don't know which one's which. Which one's the main one? Which one's the one we've met before, and the one that like is the protagonist for a little bit of this chapter? Is it Halil or Ramsey? We'll wait for chat to fucking catch up. Ramsey. Is it Ramsey? Okay. Ramsey's the one that dies first, though, right? We'll talk about it. Maybe I'm confusing the two. It doesn't matter that much. We'll talk about it as we go. Hold on, we got a new follower. We got to shout them out real quick. Oresti Vela is a new follower. Look at that. You get a friendly reminder when you decide to follow, or a friendly fuck off. No, the chubby boy dies first. Okay. We'll talk about it all when we get there. I've got a lot of images in this PowerPoint. Hopefully the leak police don't come and fuck me. It happened once before. But let's just get into it. What did I fucking write about these two? The story of the tentatively named Halil and Ramsey. The thing is, these names might change, so I don't know if we should get too attached to these names. Kasavier is a thing when the official translation comes out. Not only when the official translation of Crunchyroll comes out, but then it could change again eventually when the volume releases come out. And I feel like these are probably not the best names that get translated from Japanese to English, since they are originally Hebrew, so be tentative about that. Waiting on the official translation to give us their proper names is similar to the Ymir story in chapter 122. This chapter gives you chapter 122 vibes. I thought when I first started reading it that it was going to be like a self-contained chapter just about these two, or just about this dude, our main one. It's not like that. I don't think it's as strong as 122, as I've pointed out. That's my favorite chapter. If you've seen my top 10 Attack on Titan moments, number one, spoiler alert for that video, was basically just chapter 122. I think it's the best thing in Attack on Titan, and I think 119 is very close. I don't think this chapter is quite as good as both of those, but it might be third. It was very good. But they don't go all the way, Isayama doesn't go all the way with the conceit here with these two. They die halfway through the chapter, and a lot of it is focused on Eren, and then of course at the end we cut back to Annie and Armin to sort of end the chapter. So it's not like the Ymir thing where it's like a self-contained little masterpiece. It's still pretty good though. Not as good or developed or self-contained, well I just said that, didn't I? But effective in showing us some of the lives Eren is destroying with the rumbling to reinforce the monstrosity of what he's doing. Halil and Ramsey didn't want any harm to come to Paradis, yet they are dying for Paradis. Eren admits later on in the chapter that he knows he's crushing dreams with the rumbling, and it's the boys' dreams. It's the boys' dreams. Dream. Here to save up money and buy everybody out of the tents that we know they lived in from chapter 123 when we were hanging out with them. It's a very childish and impossible dream like Eren's once was, and unlike Eren, they don't conveniently have the power to actualize their dream. They are killed by him instead. So basically, Eren goes through a list of 5 things. I can't remember all of them because I don't think it's on the PowerPoint. But I know the last thing he says, we're destroying lives, homes, whatever, and dreams is the last thing. So this is just sort of people who are dying right now all over the world. Every person out of those potentially billions of people that are dying now because of the rumbling. They haven't all died yet, but some of them have. Like these two. They each had individual dreams of their own that probably had nothing to do with Paradis or subjugating Paradis or being racist towards Eldians. There's a lot of innocent people, a lot. Majority, 99% of the people that die are going to be innocent people. And kids too. Isayama having the balls to brutally murder, these kids. Pretty cool, I must say. But let's move on here. Let me briefly look at chat. Theory time, Kid Eren replaced Ymir in paths. I absolutely agree with this, and we'll talk about this later. Crunch Munch, I love how he goes, don't give up, we can survive this. Yes, the one main one tries repeatedly not to give up. We'll also talk about this later. Interesting, we haven't seen Zeke this chapter. Well, we're saving the Zeke reveal for him to come in and save somebody. Zan equal Ann confirmed. And you can tell I'm holding back my spamming the stream. Minty's saying. Made me sick to my stomach, especially on rereads. It's the first time that happened to me reading Attack on Titan. We'll talk about that later. People seem to have a very visceral reaction to these kids dying. I don't want to say I didn't care. I understand what it was going for. I feel the impactful weight that the chapter's going to have. But I see people saying they nearly teared up reading this chapter. And I didn't feel that way at all. I was grinning when they died because I was like, this is fucking awesome. From a storytelling perspective, I am a sociopath after all. When it comes to media, at least. The rumbling is here. Everybody runs for their lives. The boys' fantasies are interrupted by people running for the hills, literally as the army of colossal titans come down on top of them. There's a lot of great imagery here. The black birds, which I presume are crows, flying in hundreds away in the background gives a sense of foreboding. The ground shaking and the title page image are all sights to behold of the coming doom for everybody outside of Paradis. It evokes images of the beginning of the series in Shinganshina. Bookending the series with Titans being crazy, fucking scary and killing innocent people who are completely powerless is very, very well done. Full circle bullshit by Isayama. Something that I didn't really expect. But again, the parallel there, Isayama had this all fucking thought out, I'm convinced. Because it works so well. So fucking well, how everything is coming full circle, basically. We'll talk about this also as we go throughout the chapter. These core conceits, because the story has changed so much. The context surrounding everything changes after chapter 90 so dramatically. And even the quality, it gets so much better after chapter 90, at least in my opinion. But he's bringing back the core feelings of the beginning of it to remind you that it makes it feel more consistent. This is one world. Rather, you think about things like Naruto or something. I'm not far enough into One Piece to say that it feels different by the end, but I'm pretty sure it will. But in Naruto at the beginning, things obviously retconning is a massive issue in Naruto, and that makes it feel this wasn't a streamlined process, and it feels like in Naruto, if you were to show someone episode 5 and episode 375, they would feel completely different shows. You'd recognize some of the characters, some of the powers, but they feel fundamentally different things. If you were to show someone chapter 1 and 2 of Attack on Titan, then chapter 131, they'd probably feel wait, this shit is still just happening? The same shit's just going on? That would be a little weird. And it shows because of how drastically different the contexts are, how well Isayama has thematically kept down the core of his series, and it's very, very good. He's good at this manga stuff. Who knew? It's a brave touch that Isayama is willing to show this from the perspective of kids and willing to kill the kids off brutally, though we aren't up to that yet. I already brought that up past me. Rumbling is the tentative title that usually changes too with the translation. But I don't. This is one of the lines that is awkward in the leak translations. One of them says here, "There's crying." I'm not sure if they're saying like the world is crying, and it's supposed to be some like big metaphor, or like everybody else is crying, but there's crying, like they are crying. Is that what it's supposed to be? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I should leave. Mods are doing their jobs. Oh no, something must have happened in chat. Minty enabled 10-minute follower only mode for this channel. Why did Minty do this? We are still on 34 viewers, so that's really good. Banned IP. I guess some people are. I don't know what's happening in chat. Minty will handle it. I don't think Miller is around anymore. But that's why Minty's got the little wrench next to his name. How sweet. Ignore the awful spelling, but yeah. Oh, no, I'll read Deep Vibe's earlier thing since I read that one. And it really, really works. I think this worked best when Eren was trying to excuse his actions in his head, and then it goes really dark, and Eren says something along the lines of, "I can't accept the island being destroyed." Yes, that was a great moment where it's like, he reasons through a bunch of things, and then he just stops at like, "But I can't accept this." And specifically, "I can't accept this," as in Eren can't accept this. It's like, I won't let that be the thing. It's okay. Everyone's just saying wait until the official bad translation, probably. Okay. Also, we didn't see what happened to Mr. Leonhardt, but they said that apparently the Marleys escaped before the others. Mr. Leonhardt was at Liberio. Did they say that? I feel like maybe they said something like that. But I feel like you would see his death, maybe. Or maybe he won't die because Annie chose not to leave and go and save him, that the narrative will reward her with her father being alive. And he can have a cute scene with Armin where they're like, "Haha, I'm fucking your daughter, bro." Maybe. Mikasa and Armin are going to show Eren the beauty of the world. Maybe. True, Armin might be good now. Armin was the last character. Him and Jean, I used to dislike him, Jean, and Mikasa. I used to think they were boring basic bitches. In the last 20 or 30 chapters, Mikasa decided to be a good character, so I like her now. I think, like, Jean's had a little bit here and there. Jean and Armin's personalities always were like not to my liking. That's why I really didn't like them. But I feel like Armin won me over this chapter, and Jean has sort of won me over in the last 5 or 6 chapters. Not exactly my favorite characters by any means, but I don't know. It's working on me, I think. But let's continue here. I feel like I had something. The crows page I really like. I really like the black crows coming out from behind. I thought that was really cool imagery. Unless they... Look, here's one of them up in the corner here. Eren's reflective monologue begins for the 2nd chapter in a row. I'm sure everybody is extra happy that this was another Eren chapter since they've been clamoring for some of his perspective for so long. But of course, it was well done. What does Eren start with here? I don't know how long it'll take, but someday I'll massacre them all. Now, this isn't like a big brave statement he's saying. This is something he's thinking as he's walking through the city. But yeah, it's a hell of a statement over here. And again, the core full circle thing of him originally saying he was going to kill all of them, and he didn't specifically, I think, does he specifically say Titans back then, or does he just say I'm going to kill every last one of them? Like, he doesn't say I'm going to kill every last one Titan. You know what I'm trying to say. Fuck you. So is that more evidence that Isayama had this all planned out by chapter 2 and wanted to call back to that line and not have it be specifically about Titans? I know he talks about Titans right before that. I don't know. I haven't read chapter 2 in a while. That probably isn't chapter 2. I know it's in episode 2. I read that part. I wonder if the Eren defenders are still going to be talking about him being morally justified after here, where he literally admits that he wants to massacre everybody. For years, I've been hearing people deny, even up till just before this chapter came out, that Eren was the final villain and that he was even planning to kill people with the rumbling. So it's nice to have definitive evidence now that he's killing people with the rumbling, and that and this is what he's been planning all along. Because this flashes back to chapter 123 flashback time, because he's in the suit that he's in that chapter, and so he's been planning it ever since then. So this has been in the works for a while. Every post-time script Eren scene we've gotten has been him being a big old piece of shit planning to kill everybody. I don't want to hear otherwise anymore, for fuck's sake. I'm sick of these people. But I think we'll move on here. The visit to Mali from Eren's perspective. So basically we get 123 Eren perspective this time, rather than from Mikasa's perspective, which I think it mostly was last time, which was cool. Obviously that was a fun chapter. Before long, they'll all die. No, I'll kill them. This is him, we'll talk about all this. I don't want to go into it right now. Let me just briefly look over chat. Armin is going to wake up from Eren from his dream. Maybe. Like he did before. All of the Eren stands after this chapter are going to die out of the reveal that his character at the core is just really fucking childish. I find that so funny. I said that in that morally justified video, and there's so many butthurt comments that literally say, Eren's not childish, bro. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because I noticed that from what the brief reaction I have seen to this chapter, because I really haven't seen much, the reaction has been so much suffering, bro, so much suffering. So I feel like the Eren stands are going to change their tact and be they'll unironically do the thing that the Ellie fans were doing on Twitter and be name a character that suffered more than this one, and they'll put Eren. I can't wait for that. And then every Berserk fan in the world will laugh in depreciation. But yeah. I mean, I'm still an Eren fan, I guess, but it's never been for the whole Chad Eren shit. I hate being lumped in with the Jaegers, Lamau. Well, I like Eren too. I think I make sure to reiterate that later in a panel where I'm yeah, Eren, I think the panel, we're going to get to the panel eventually, where he's crying, and the first point of that is me making fun of them and making fun of him for being a crybaby. But then after the fact, I make sure to say this actually makes him a much better character and that he's a great character and all that shit. I definitely like his character more this month than I did last month, because I said even in last month's review that maybe Eren's reveal was a little disappointing about what he was thinking the whole time, because we built up as a community. Everybody just says that Eren is the most interesting layered character forever, of all time. This chapter reveals that he isn't, but he sort of reveals that that's part of why his character is so strong, is that it's actually so simple. When we speculated for so long about how complex, what is he thinking? It has to be some grand plan, when it sort of was a grand plan, but to get to such a simple goal of let's just kill all of them. I've always been like this. It's very in its simplicity is its brilliance, and I feel like people were just misrepresenting it the whole time because they watched a Soul video that they really liked. But yeah, fuck, Mike's fallen. But yeah, I like Eren too, but also Gabby did nothing wrong. Eren did nothing wrong, right? Frederick, I think that's a new name too. Alright, back to the fucking PowerPoint. Can't be looking at chat all the time. YouTube audience can see chat scroll past. The visit to Mali from Eren's perspective. I already read that part, but there we go. We're on 35 viewers. Holy fuck, what is going on here? Maybe I'll actually make some ad money from this one. Still no subscribers though. What's going on? Attack on Titan obviously loves recontextualization, and that's what we get towards the beginning of the chapter, towards the beginning of Eren's monologue here, rather. Where we revisit the Scout's adventures in Mali that we saw unfold in chapter 123. Now Eren seemed off and unreachable to Armin and Mikasa in that chapter, and they couldn't understand what he was thinking. Mikasa even speculated in that chapter, reflecting that, from the present time in chapter 123 to the past, to the flashback they have, she speculates if he had been this monster since this moment, and the Scouts just hadn't come to terms with it and they hadn't noticed it, idealizing the Eren they thought they once knew, a lot like the audience. We find out in this chapter that he was in fact a monster even then, as he walks through Mali consciously planning to kill them all. Everybody's just having a fun time here. Fucking hell. This goddamn mic stand. Stand up, you fucking prick. But yes, he was planning to kill them all. I remember the ice cream scene and that one image of Mikasa with ice cream that everybody loves, where she tries to hand it to Eren and Eren's just moping and leaning against the rail or whatever and is out of it. Well, now we know what he was thinking. He was I'm going to kill all these people. While Mikasa's just trying to be nice and give him ice cream and remind him that there's good things in the world. But he couldn't fucking go with it. He was planning the whole thing the whole time, which I think is a great little recontextualization. Isayama always does that. They also show how he met the kid for the first time in this chapter, but I'm sure we'll get into that like right now. But yeah. Eren's internal conflict and reasoning. Eren, while wandering through Marley, he starts to sympathize with the many potential stories he sees walking past him. He sees a pregnant couple and relates that to his own mother, which is fitting since her death was the catalyst for this entire journey Eren has gone on. His loss and sadness and lack of a healthy way to deal with it are what initially motivated him, and he will now be killing literally everybody's mum. So he's like inflicting the same pain that was originally inflicted on him, that obviously he hated and made him like the piece of shit he is today. Like, he's going to be inflicting that on everybody. But I guess his solution is that the cycle can't continue because I'll just kill the kids too. So that's wonderful. He also generally sees normal people hanging out and living without the existential fear that their leaders might have, which obviously weighs on him. So, like, the point with Attack on Titan, right, and the defense from the Eren perspective is that, like, everybody in the world wants the Erens, the Eldians dead because they can turn into Titans. But as we see here, that's really just what the governments want, right? And it's really, like, normal people don't really give a fuck. They're ignoring everything. They don't really care. They're probably casually racist, but, like, they're just living their lives out here. And, like, Eren is going to kill all these people as well, not just all the government officials and, like, destroy all the militaries, which would have been a far more complicated plan and a far more difficult plan to play off, to hit off. What am I trying to say here? To pull off is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but instead he's just decided, well, let's kill them all. But yeah, it's nice. It's great that we're seeing this perspective. Like, Eren is conflicted with this. He didn't just kill all his emotions immediately, even though maybe he's done that now. All of his empathy emotions for the outside world. Like, it took a lot for him to coax himself up to be able to do this, and it does make him a more complex character. Eren Saves the Boy. Let me check on chat right now. I thought we were posting jokes. T.S. Andry. I think that's another new name. I always thought the purpose of Eren insulting Mikasa and Armin was sort of an excuse for what he was doing, and that they had no right to judge his actions. If that makes any sense, their judgments, I think I'm coming in the middle of a conversation here, mean nothing because Armin's being controlled by the enemy and Mikasa is a slave, or just it was to distance himself from overthinking it. Yeah, maybe subconsciously he was just trying to, like, kill his connections. And kill his sympathies in case he had to kill them too to, like, save the world or whatever. Though he does still seem to be motivated with saving his friends. Like, he always thinks back to that moment on the railroad. So I don't know. Eren will be the new slave the Ymir will be free, haha. We'll get to that. He has those moments with them where he is able to confess his sins to them in a double meaning way, where they're not really aware of it. Yeah, because they don't speak the same language. We'll get into that too. Kid Eren, to be exact. I know. We'll get to this. I'm going to talk about that. Eren has been stuck as a child since seeing his mum die. Yes, something to his development. It stumped his development. He didn't get to emotionally mature from that point. Everything was about getting revenge for her until it wasn't, and that's when fucking Historia kissed his hand and he became like a god of past and future memories. Eren Saves the Boy. Are Eren's future memories a self-fulfilling prophecy? This is an interesting, like, talking point here, and sort of goes to the heart of prophecy. It's not really about this, though. He only saves the kid because he thinks he should, because of something he saw in the future, despite the fact that he knows he will kill the kid later. If he didn't have these predictive powers, then would he have saved the kid from getting his hand chopped off here? I presume that's what they're about to do. Or they're just beating the shit out of him anyway. Also, this plays back into his internal conflict as he thinks to himself that he should probably save the child because it's probably the right thing to do, but he doesn't feel too motivated to do what's right because of the context he has of absolute destruction. So, like, the thing that he has to think to himself, I should probably help this kid, to actually make himself do it. A true hero would just do it. But What was I saying up here? Oh, it's like the self-fulfilling nature of prophecy of like, if he didn't get the memories, then would he have saved the kid? But if he didn't get the memories, he probably wouldn't be in this situation because he wouldn't have gone down this alley and he wouldn't be thinking about killing everybody. But if Eren was still like the Eren from before and hadn't gotten all the memories when Historia kisses his fucking hand, he probably would have saved the kid anyway because he probably would have been a nicer bloke and more of the traditional hero archetype, and he would be like, get your hands off that fucking kid. But yeah, sort of the self-fulfilling prophecy of things. There's theories surrounding Game of Thrones from our boy Preston Jacobs surrounding these sort of like self-fulfilling prophecy things, where in Game of Thrones, like a lot of characters act on ideas they see in dreams, but like the theory is that somebody is controlling their dreams. So like Bloodraven is like putting things in people's minds, to make them do certain things, to make them think they can see the future, but by putting the thing in their head, they weren't actually seeing the future, they were just putting that idea in there, so then they would eventually act on that idea, so it's not actually time travel, it's just people fucking with Eren's brain and telling him, like, you should do this, and therefore he does it, even though he thinks it's inevitable. Prophecy's fucking weird, especially once you know the prophecy beforehand, and sort of Eren knows the prophecy, like, everything's gonna end unless I do this. But yeah, I don't know. Is there going to be a final hour Kaguya-like final villain where it's revealed that Kruger the entire time was just fucking with Eren's memories from the past and was like manipulating him into doing all of this? I don't think so, but it's self-fulfilling nature of prophecy is interesting to think about. Lord of Light Shit Truth says Eren is a slave to Isayama. Haha, not false. My theory is that every memory Eren is seeing is himself in the past, using the past to send important information. But he's going to lose, probably, right? So you'd have to, like, or maybe self-sabotaging, maybe. And we will get that Itachi ending where, like, Eren kills Eren and to be a martyr or whatever. I was thinking of an ending, and I may as well bring this up now, unless I was forgetting it. What if because I think they're still on Marley, destroying all of Marley. What if the Alliance beats Eren, but he's already destroyed all of Marley, and the rest of the world is, like, rushing to go to the Colossal Titans to have, like, one final, like, fight with him? What if they kill Eren, Eren's dead, but then Armin stands up and tells the rest of the world, we'll stop here, but if you ever attack us again, we're going to continue with the rumbling, and say that Eren is still alive, even though Eren is dead because they killed him, and, like, use the threat of a dead man, of Eren. Eren can then become a martyr to, like, hold off the rest of the world, because Armin originally had that idea, remember? Like, we only have to show the rumbling off and then everybody will be scared away forever. His original plan was just to use the rumbling on the Shinganshina Colossal Titans and put them on, like, the coast of Mali to scare people off. So I think that could be a potential ending. I'm not sure, though. Also, nukes are still coming soon. And eventually when the world, after Mali's been destroyed, like, the world outside of Mali, once they get their hands on a nuke, and, like, this threat from the world is always there, I don't know, you would probably just nuke Paradis at that point. And then after that, I don't know, like, how generations after that try and come back and not be isolationist. But that ending has a bunch of holes. Obviously, it's not going to happen because I thought of it. And why would my predictions be correct? But that's just something I thought about. Something along those lines could happen. Eren could achieve peace by dying and not achieving his goal, and Armin could take advantage of the situation. It'd be interesting. There's no excuse. Fucking god damn it, this fucking mic. There's no excuse for my pretend justice. This is a line Eren says that I want to talk about. I think it's very interesting. Excuse me. Now, before we get into what I particularly like about this quote, I should acknowledge that this probably isn't even the quote. When the official, supposedly more accurate translation comes out, the wording will probably change, but if the core idea stays intact, this tells us a lot about Eren. I'm talking specifically about this line, "There's no excuse for my pretend justice." He says that here, "What am I thinking? Even though I'll kill that boy someday, how conceited." So he's sort of acknowledging his hypocrisy here and saving him and trying to do the right thing in the immediate future, even though he's going to do the wrong thing eventually. There are no limits to the violence I'll be committing from here on. There's no excuse for my pretend justice. Hold on, I'm starting to get a different read of this. His pretend justice is saving the kid. I thought Eren was more self-aware and he was calling the rumbling pretend justice. I may have misinterpreted this. Or at least I'm changing my interpretation now. What did I say? He doesn't think what he's doing is justice. Not even he thinks it's morally justified. He's given up on that hope. This is still true, which Armin seems to embody as a foil. He's given up on hope, which Armin seems to embody as a foil. Armin hasn't given up on hope, and has gone into a self-survival mode. The characters who decide to survive, no matter the cost, usually lose and are usually the bad guys. But there's no good or bad. There's no bad guys in Attack on Titan. I love this talking point that people still say. The Jaegers are contemplating with this too. They're always like, I don't think anyone's the villain, bro. I think it might be obvious at this point. There is good and bad in Attack on Titan. Don't forget. Go watch that video again. But yeah, I think this is definitely, I misinterpreted this a little bit. I thought he was talking about the overall picture, but I guess he's not that self-aware. Maybe he does think that's justice. It's just this individual moment he thinks he's like faking to try and act good, even though he knows what he's going to do is bad. Obviously, he hasn't done anything yet. So like in this moment, he isn't a bad guy yet. He's just like having those thoughts. So yeah, it's still interesting nonetheless. But there we go. Let me just look at Kyle. You don't get it, bro. He's an anti-hero, bro. He's doing what he has to do, bro. It's kill or be killed. Yeah, I love the it's kill or be killed. I love that line. That's one they throw up all the time. Yeah, I also remember Kyle saying he likes I deeply envy your greed quote from chapter 127, Piek to Yelena, but it changed and was lamer in the official. I honestly don't remember the I deeply envy your greed line. I keep saying that we should probably reread Attack on Titan from the start, but I think I'll probably just wait until it's all done. Nukes coming soon to a country near you. That's true. I'm scrolling up a little bit. Levi saved the kid without hesitation. True. Levi's real hero, best character in Attack on Titan. Everything is within the flow of causality. Eren is a slave to Isayama. I remember reading that one. Hold on. I kind of agree with you not being good and bad. I kind of agree with there not being good or bad personally, with the exception of Eren and the Marley guard who monologues about enjoying hearing the scream. Oh, you're talking about gross. No, I don't think Eren is like bad. I don't think he's like evil or whatever. I do think he's definitely the villain now, though. I don't like that talking point. The part of my video I made called There Is No Good or Bad, There Is Good and Bad in Attack on Titan is all about how there are no good and bad characters in Attack on Titan in terms of morally, not in terms of like writing quality. But like everybody's done good and bad things. Obviously Eren has done good things in his past, but there are good and bad actions. The rumbling is a bad action. Reiner breaking down the walls was a bad action. Reiner trying to save the world now is a good action. It's almost like all these characters are amalgamations of good and bad actions. This is sort of embodied later when we get to Armin and Annie's conversation. But yeah. I'm just going to paste the thing until you see it. Also, Eren can only talk to and sympathize with children. Ymir, Falco, Free Fezkun. Notice how they are who he always shows his true self through. This is true. This is actually a pretty good observation. I like that. Eren did nothing wrong here. No, here he didn't. He hadn't done anything wrong here. Well, maybe he's done some wrong things. I can't remember. But yeah. The morally grey bullshit that the edgy 15-year-olds say because they saw one video about philosophy triggers the shit out of me. Genocide is morally grey. Jesus Christ. Eren is a good guy with good intentions, but a bad outcome thoughts. I guess it's sort of true. Does he really have good intentions? He has good intentions for certain people. He's done the Mikasa thing. Remember how Mikasa used to say there's only so many lives I can care about, but Mikasa was actually lying because she couldn't kill Ymir or Reiner or Bertolt, and she was really empathetic. Eren has sort of become that. Like, there's only so many lives he can care about. He's chosen to just care about the Paradisian people and fuck everybody else. But even he isn't really, like, he's clearly conflicted about that. Did I read this one already? Yeah, I did. All right, next thing. Eren ugly cries and apologizes. Lamau, what a cuck. I wonder if the Jaegerists are mad that their supposed Chads have been emasculated in the space of a few chapters. First Flock gets shot by a queen, and then Eren crying about his indecisiveness. If only Mikasa had. Oh, yeah. If only Mikasa had told her that she loved her and hugged him, he would have been fine. Mikasa, this is all your fault. 123. One of my fourth most popular video, I think now, at like 15k views. God, the misinterpretation of that video in the comments is the worst. How is Mikasa confessing gonna change Marley's stance on Eldians, as if that was the point I was making in the video? God damn it. Sometimes YouTube commenters can be the dumbest people in the world. Oh, I got yelled at on Twitter for that too by everybody. Again, just misinterpreting what I said. The internet is the worst. But obviously, in actuality, this is a great moment for Eren's character. It shows that this is all too much for him, and this is a parallel to Reiner, as he seems to slowly be going insane on his mission to achieve his goal, I think I meant. He does have emotions, and he's trying to kill them to be more effective in this flashback, but he can't do it. He has contemporarily, though. We'll have to find out when we catch up with him. Eren seems a lot less emotional now than he does back in this flashback. This is sort of showing the lead up to how he gets here. He doesn't seem to be like second-guessing himself now. It'd be a little late for that, but yeah. We have to wait until we see him contemporarily. This is still a flashback. We haven't really got modern Eren thoughts yet. Just all sorts of flashback thoughts. Love the dub of that Mikasa scene. Gabby Queen. Large Man 2020. I think that's another new name. No way anyone ever thought Flock was a child Lamau. I think you've missed the entirety of the Attack on Titan fandom for the last year and a half. Because everybody's been talking about how based Flock is, because he's a total Jaegerist, because everybody was totally on board with Eren, even though they're all quickly abandoning that position. Also, this scene recontextualizes the Mikasa scene, because immediately after crying to this kid, he tries to get some. That's true, that's right after this. I didn't put that together until this second, that he turns around and walks away, and that's when Mikasa walks up behind him, and she's like, Eren, you're crying. Right after this, she definitely could have. The sex would have cleansed Eren's fucking mind. He would have calmed the fuck down from his incel bullshit. God damn it, Mikasa. Mikasa is not entitled nor are women to sleep with incels to stop them from killing people, just like our friend Eren here. This is a joke. Just saying that Mikasa had that power when people were saying that she couldn't, and I was getting mad at people in the fandom for saying they couldn't. That's why I made that video. At no point do I make the incel argument, though. Flock is fucking awesome, but nobody is a Chad, to be honest. I've been in a few streams, but I just made a new account, Largeman 2020. Oh no, is this savage? I don't know. Eren fans are still rooting for the rumbling on Reddit Lamau. I guess the kid getting squished wasn't enough for them. I'm pretty sure like their numbers are dwindling slowly. Savage, maybe. Could be wrong, though. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it, as I said. Don't you think Flock will come back? I think he's super dead at this point. Armin is healed. They've been like on the boat in the water for a few hours. I think we'll get it. Maybe Isayama, like part of the point is Isayama isn't going to give us the big cathartic moment where like someone stomps on fucking Flock's skull. Though we could still be alive. I'm not entirely convinced he's dead yet. I was Leopold. I remember Leopold. I remember that name. But okay, what happened to Savage though? Miller banned Savage. I think he said, what did he say? I think it was something about George Floyd that Savage said that got him banned finally. He was one of those guys. Oh no. Let's zoom out. I fucking accidentally did that. How did I even do that? Destruction creeps up on Halil and Ramsey. After we got Eren's apology... Wait, did I read the Eren apology one? Yeah. I can't believe I only just put that together, that this, like, the Mikasa walks up, because I remember in that panel, like, the kid was walking away. Luckily, Mikasa was out of earshot, and only sees him crying afterwards. I want to go back and read that chapter now. recontextualization. It's a lot of fun, especially in mystery narratives. One Piece does it a lot, but it never does it for no, it does it for mysteries sometimes. But the Attack on Titan mysteries are so dense that it's like a completely different effect. Though One Piece, that should be great. I slowly be working through it. Destruction Creeps are already that part. After we get Eren's apology, we cut back to Halu and Ramsey, who have retreated further in from the coast, money in tow, and have reunited with their grandfather, but Hope seems to have disappeared. They, with the other civilians, try to escape to the hills, but there's no haven from the incoming Titans. Easy for me to say. The people have absolutely no idea why the Titans are here, as they are questioning it while they're running away, because these are all refugees, don't forget. They've all got, what's the Jewish hat called? I forget. It's not a harmonica, that's a fucking instrument. The Hanukkah? Isn't that a Jewish holiday? I don't remember. The hats that Jewish people wear. But they've all got, it's not exactly, they don't look like them. I know. You can tell they're all refugees because they all have the hats on. So it's like they didn't do nothing, all right? They're oppressed. They live in tents, but Eren's killing them all the same. Killing refugees is not cool, bro. I read that part. The people have absolutely no idea. I read that fucking part too. Why they're running away, but everybody's... Oh, no, I haven't read this part. Fuck me. The people who have absolutely no idea why the Titans are here, as they are questioning it while running away, but everyone seems to lose hope rather quickly, except for our main boy, I can't remember which one it is, who tries every option and tells everybody not to give up, remembering his dream and clutching onto the money he's worked up to save through stealing up to this point. It can't be all for nothing is basically what he's embodying here. He's holding on to it like it's a metaphor, right? The money represents his dream. He's got the money in the bag here. He refuses to let go of his dream. Even when he dies, he's still holding on to it. Die for your dreams, it's all that good stuff. But he doesn't give up. Everybody's like, oh no. And then they even say where there's nowhere to go. And he's like, we can't just give up. He keeps trying. So it shows the never give up sort of attitude where Eren sort of has given up at this point. So it's sort of to juxtapose them. Eren was disappointed to learn that humanity existed outside of these walls. We got a lot to say about this. Let me look over at chat. Titanfolk is full of morons. I should know I'm one of them. Titanfolk, I've seen some things from there. Titanfolk is a circle jerk. I like how Mikasa once said in the Trost arc, if you think it's natural for people to die for others, I'm sure you will understand at times sacrificing one life will save many other lives. This could go for Eren, that if he thinks it's okay to kill other innocent people just to save his friends, that he should kill himself instead of that at this point. He could have just done a suicide mission where he tries to destroy all of the military or something. I don't know. There's a million things that we could speculate on what he could have done. The double spread, yes, it's pretty cool. Well, the main boy being the one who has the courage and hope to escape, and he gets squashed anyway is such a good detail. It is. I'm glad. He's the one with the money. He dies first, right? I'm pretty sure the other brother looks over and he's still clutching the money, or maybe... I don't know. I think I have those in the thing. But I'm glad I don't use Reddit often, but I was banned for Jaeger's server because, ironically, many Jaegers generally are also homophobic people who support Hitler as well. I'm not joking here. It wouldn't surprise me if I'm sure the fascists in the anime fandom are probably big Eren fans. I like the contrast between Annie and Eren's loneliness. This is true too. Jack 2 Base is here. He was already here. It's just so stupid how Eren keeps saying he has no other choice while he has, and stupid people actually think he's right. I think he thinks that he doesn't have any other options. The younger brother holds the money and dies first. But is he the main one? So, not our main boy, alright. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm willing to bet there's a good amount of crossover between Jaegers and those kind of cringe people. I would probably assume so. How many viewers we at? 35. We're still going up a little bit. But that still works. Like the other brother told the younger one, are we brothers, to hold on to it. Alright, yeah, we'll work our way through here. This is a big thing. Eren was disappointed to learn that humanity existed outside the walls. God, what a good fucking twist. I said on yesterday's stream that nobody was disappointed with the basement reveal. Eren was disappointed with the basement reveal. What a great... This might be my favorite bit, even more than the freedom double spread. Like, when I saw this, I was fucking cackling with how good it was. That's usually how I react when things are really good. I usually just smile and, like laugh a little bit at myself of, like, God, this should be good. And I had those moments a few times reading this chapter. It was a good chapter. I think we're establishing that. I'm not sure if the translation is correct, and if it's supposed to be... So there's two possible things going on here, because I'm not entirely trustful of this translation, because this could... Like, two very similar things could be being said here. Either Eren is saying he was disappointed in humanity outside of the walls, or he's disappointed humanity exists outside the walls. I like the second one more, but the first one fits as well. And they all still have all of these implications. I'm going to go with what the translation says here, that he was disappointed to learn that humanity existed outside the walls. I really like that one. But also, him being disappointed in humanity outside the walls also works. As in, like, when he first learned, he maybe was a little excited that they maybe could reason with them before he got his hand kissed, and then he had all the memories come back. And that later he was disappointed to find out that they were just, like, awful people. But the second part is, like, less surface level and more subtextual of, like, I was disappointed humanity existed outside of the walls. When I learned that humanity lived outside the walls, I was disappointed. I like it a lot. So the implications here are that, but both of them are brilliant and could mean a million things. First, that he liked the simplicity of his original childish mindset, and people existing outside of the wall made things more complicated. I used to think about this relating to Mikas's character, where, like, it used to be a lot easier in Attack on Titan, right? The Titans were the bad guys. Reiner was a bad guy, Bertolt was a bad guy, Zeke was a bad guy. We didn't have to think about it. We had to beat them for survival. But when you learn that humanity exists outside the walls, it makes everything in those first 90 chapters half of a lie. Like, we weren't fighting for humanity's survival, we were fighting specifically for our survival. It was more selfish than this grandiose, like, dream of, like, defending your species' existence. Now it's really just about your race's existence, and that has a whole different fucking connotation. And he liked the simplicity. Like, he liked that. There was an enemy. It was easy to justify your hatred for a mindless zombie-like enemy. But then it got complicated when he learned there were people outside the walls that he had to, like, sympathize with. Or he simply wanted to escape the walls and adventure and see beautiful natural sights, but instead was forced to come faced with many more but different walls. The outside world wasn't filled with deserts and like raining, whatever he says, burning water, and he has a bunch of, the book thing that was like their motivation forever, and it still is now. It's come back. But he just wanted the outside world to be devoid of humans. Humanity stays within the walls, and, like, outside is just this wonderland of, like, no moral ambiguity, just natural sights that, like, and unlimited resources for, like, the walls to flourish. That's what he wanted. Or if we go with the other interpretation of the line, humanity itself is inherently disappointing, and when he dreamed for what was outside of the walls, he dreamed of more. So he's sort of like, because think about it, from his perspective, ever since he's a kid, he's wondered what amazing shit is beyond the wall, and everyone's just like, there's Titans out there, you'll die if you go out there, shut up kid, why are you dreaming about the freedom of going outside of these walls? And his father was sort of the only one that also understood like this dream. Obviously, we understand Grisha had a whole different context for that. And so was Armin. They both they fantasized, like they built up. Like it was their basement reveal, really. It was like, what we built up for that for 90 chapters, and then we got it, and we were actually, like, satisfied. Eren built up his entire life to this moment just to learn that it was shit and people that wanted to kill him, and outside the worlds wasn't like these natural beauties that he wanted to go and see, but just people that wanted to kill him. So it's like this massive, like, the thing I dreamed about was actually like my undoing. Fuck me. Also, this could relate to Isayama's backstory. If you remember, if you back in 2014, you watched all those videos, like top 10 things you should know about Attack on Titan or whatever the fuck. Isayama's backstory is that he used to live in like this remote like sort of village thing, and there were like big hedges or something in like the sides of town, and he was never allowed to go outside, so he lived in this very confined closed space, and he always used to wonder what was outside. So maybe this is like him bleeding into the story and being like, yeah, after I could leave the hedges, it was just like more bullshit, and it was disappointing. When I learned what was outside, I was disappointed. Or it could just be humanity itself, when like that was like a deterrent. Lots of very interesting implications, and I really love this little bit. Plus, if humanity didn't exist outside the walls, he wouldn't have to do any of this and put himself through this torment. So yeah, if they had defeated the other Titan shifters, and they would have been at peace, and they could have just explored the outside world and defeated the mindless Titan threat, and they would have lived happily ever after. But it was not to be. Moral ambiguity and better storytelling got in the way. What a shame. I'm going to go to the next slide, and then we're going to read chat, because I speculated about a bunch of bullshit. I didn't skip 2, did I? No. I speculated about a bunch of bullshit I want to see. I know I reacted like Ymir. I know what Minty's talking about here. Remember when Eren and Reiner were arguing in the trees, and Eren said that they're mass murderers and are going to make him pay? Yeah, so he's like he's also the ultimate hypocrite. Yes, I thought about that line. I thought about somehow incorporating that into the PowerPoint, but then I was like, yeah, I'll save it for a later video, I think. Oh my, what a noise. Hey, Rockin'. I remember you. Is this when I dropped the mic? Is that what everyone's referring to now? I know other people did too. If you know there was more to Reiner and Bert, you wondered what it was. Eren succumbing freedom. I thought it said scumbag freedom for whatever reason. Then you would like be Eren, give it a rest for once, Lamau. I know what Minty's talking about. In Trust, Eren remarks that everybody that sees what's beyond the walls is the most free person in the world. Yeah. And now he's finally got a big vision from on high. Well, to be fair, Eren did also say, forget I said that. Yeah, he did say that. True, he's cooler, edgier, though. So many people called Eren edgy before. Now we know he's the same, and he's not called that anymore. Yeah, he's always been the same way, but now he's not edgy because we like him and we hate it when people call us edgy. I couldn't think of anything that would justify their actions. I knew there was more, but I couldn't imagine it being understandable, but it was. Does anyone think that like it could be the other interpretation of the line about him being disappointed in humanity outside of the walls rather than humanity existing outside the walls? Oh no, but the laptop's gone flat. We gotta go fucking fast. Less chat, more going fast. Halil and Ramsey are brutally murdered by Eren Yeager. Look at our boy under the foot, about to be crushed. Immediately after Eren says he was disappointed that humanity existed outside the wall, we cut to the death scene for Halil and Ramsey. There are 2 moments in this chapter that should be really easy to put into the anime, where you make them very brief. So firstly, when Eren says this right before that, it should immediately cut to like him getting stomped on and being like, this is the actualization of this moment. It'd be a great little juxtaposition of him saying sorry and then killing him. That would make for a really good scene. And then later when Eren gets out in the freedom panel, the big one from the chapter, it should be there for a split second, and then it should switch to Armin looking at Eren and being disappointed. I feel like that's how it's supposed to be paced, and that's how you're supposed to read it, is like Eren gets on high and tries to look out, and you actually don't see anything but a cool spread of Eren doing this pose. I'm doing the pose in my car, right? Imagine it. And then it cuts instantly, like a second later, to Armin looking down on him, adult Armin on kid Eren being like, oh, you fucked it up, you idiot. And then you go to the paths thing, and then it cuts to Armin and Annie's thing. I think that should be quick. I feel like a lot of people would probably prefer if that Eren freedom moment was like an exacerbated like 5 seconds of him just reveling and seeing the scenery. But I don't know. I think the Evangelion editing is influencing you. I feel like that's absolutely true. Because I remember Evangelion is the best edited anime of fucking all time. Because I remember... Hold on, we got a new follower. I gotta fucking check. Oh no, I accidentally opened Showdown. Large Man 2020. That's gonna make us go flat quicker. Oh no. What if we go flat before we get to the end of the PowerPoint? That would be the thing. Talking about the Evangelion editing thing real quick, because I remember when I envisioned the end of Vinland Saga, when Thorfinn has that big double spread in the manga at the end of all of his memories. I remember just begging that they would do the Evangelion thing of flashing their frames on screen really quick, though I don't think they're legally allowed to do that anymore since the Pokemon seizure bullshit fucking in 1999 or whatever, whenever that was. But like the Evangelion editing is like so perfect. But yeah, that's sort of what I think. Like the match cut quick, like the one shots that stick in your brain that you only see for literally like a millisecond. I love that shit. Freedom cut. Yes. I think he's disappointed about humanity outside. Yeah. Accidentally rock and roll is here. Haven't seen him in a while, but there you go. Porygon did everything wrong. I think so. Still on 33 viewers, we gotta go fast, right? Stop interrupting me with making me think about Evangelion. We gotta do that later. Immediately after Eren says he was disappointed that humanity existed outside of the walls, we cut to the death scenes for Halil and Ramsey. Everybody's talking about how they nearly cried in this chapter. Was this the moment they were talking about? I hope so. I hope they weren't like crying when Eren says freedom and he did it, bro. I hope they're crying about this fucking... This is also... I didn't even mention that we have a new microphone. I don't know if people can hear it inherently. Chat says they can't from my normal streams. But we do have a new microphone. We'll see if that comes out in the... I should have said that in the intro. But we're getting sidetracked and we got to go fast. But yeah, I think this is the moment everybody's talking about crying about. They feel bad for the kids. I didn't go in that direction really at all. Again, I was smiling because it was great. Not that they dying is great, but from a storytelling perspective. I think I say that here. It didn't really make me feel that way at all, but I'm quite sociopathic when it comes to media consumption. I don't think I've ever cried from sadness for anything art-related. I thought back, and I have cried when people died, but it's always been when it's been like a great moment, and like I feel like I only cry when it's like too good to be processed right now in my mind. There's a million examples of that. I've gone over that before. If anyone gives that much of a fuck, they can ask a comment about what I've cried at. And I'll explain there when we don't have a dying battery. But I didn't get any inkling of like, I really wasn't sad reading this chapter. I was just like, fuck, this is awesome. Smirking the whole time. But I guess people have different reactions and different entry levels of processing media. The death scenes are beautifully brutal, calling back to the beginning of the series when Titans were these monstrous, unstoppable threats. Everybody used to complain that the Titans stopped being a threat and scary. Well, here you go. The dropped money symbolism was nice. Yeah, that he had to go back for the money. He drops it. He had to go back, and they're still holding on to it when they die. We talked about that in the build up to this moment. That's all fucking perfect. Wouldn't let go of their dreams, die anyway. Brutally murdered. Shouldn't have been because of this Eren prick. I like, again, we're talking about how themes like from the beginning are coming back in the end, like Titans being terrifying threats that kill innocent people who are powerless and feel like a real dangerous threat when they really haven't since like chapter 90. Post then, since we've gotten into all this modern technology, Titans haven't seemed that scary. Fucking Colossal Titan's still scary, especially when it's in an army. So that's great, how it's like evolved over the series. And here we go, boys. Let's finally talk about it. The boys see Ymir before they die. The one little panel... I hoped we never saw her again, but I'm fine with this because it could lead to more Evangelion type bullshit happening, and I'm completely on board with that. Squished face here is fucking great. The way, like, the freeze frame you decided to use, like his, like, face compounding, seeing Ymir. I'm pretty sure this has to be metaphorical, right? There's no way we're implying. Look at like the texture on how she's illustrated here. I know people were saying hologram, and I can sort of see how they would get that, but I don't think that's it. I think it's just like maybe every Eldian sees Ymir before they die. Just like in Evangelion. Evangelion ending. For those of you who haven't seen Eva, firstly, what are you doing? Secondly, what the fuck? But in the finale film, End of Evangelion, before everybody accepts instrumentality, Rei Ayanami, one of our main characters, appears spiritually in front of everybody before they die. Everybody dies in that movie. So there's a bunch of scenes. Everybody dies in that movie, except for Shinji and Asuka. Spoiler alert. Queen Asuka. Fuck Gabby, Asuka's in town. But yeah, that's like a thing. Like before everybody dies, they see Rei because Rei is a clone. Also in Ava, it's some weird shit of like the least human but most human thing like appears before them. There's all this sort of metatextual shit, and metaphorical rather than metatextual. What the fuck am I saying? Thing in Evangelion, and Attack on Titan seems to be going that direction. Like seeing like the most human, least human, weird alien god girl before you die, like a flash of her for a second before your existence is wiped from the face of the earth, is like, this is leading to something. She might be back. Minty has said in chat, he was saying before, that maybe, because there's a big scene in End of Evangelion where Gendo, who's Shinji's dad, the archetypical bad anime dad, he's always got his hands crossed and his glasses on. Like, he's been manipulating Rei the entire time, sort of like Eren manipulated Ymir in chapter 122, told her everything she wanted to hear, and Ymir, like, digged it and whatever. Digged it? Whatever. And basically the end of that character arc for Rei is, like, she tells Gendo, fuck you, because Gendo's, like, dying, and she needs... It's a thing. He needs her, and she, like, rejects him and lets him die. And she's like, I'm not your doll, and that's like the big thing of like, she's a clone the whole time, and Gendo created her, and at the end she's like, fuck you, I'm not your doll, I'm going to go and help Shinji-kun. And she goes off and she helps him. So Minty in chat thinks this is what we're going to get with Ymir. Like, she's going to see all this destruction. This is actually her looking at him instead of the other way around. And she's like seeing what she did, because this is all her fault. She gave Eren the power to do this because he sympathized with her, and she said, fuck humanity, after thousands of years of like being the most noble, nice girl in existence. I talked about all this in both my 122 review and my top 10 moments #1 pick video. But yeah, I feel like this might be it where she like regrets this and goes to Eren, and like even she like betrays Eren in the end, and Eren's all alone having done this horrible thing after he's been defeated and stopped, and he like has a pity party before he dies and maybe has some redemption, because Gendo also has some redemption after that when he talks to Karu and Yui. Evangelion's great. The Ymir appearance before the boy's death, the Ymir appearance before the boy's death is nearly identical to what happens in Ava, leading many to, like myself, who are already anticipating a possible Evangelion-like ending, to cream ourselves. I love abstract shit, and I'd absolutely be down for an ending like that. The end of Evangelion is all symbolic. Like, it barely concludes plots, though you don't think it does the first time you see it, because it's dense and very confusing. But like an Evangelion ending would be something like abstract. It wouldn't be a traditional ending of a story, and it would be very controversial, and I beg that Isayama has the balls to do it. I'm down for half the people hating the Attack on Titan ending. They're probably going to be the dumb half anyway. I'm fully down with something like that happening. Though it is curious why this is the first time this has happened. She did give Eren the power to actualize this plan. These deaths are also her fault. So I just talked about that. But it is weird that this is the first time we see this happening. So if more characters die in the future and they don't see this, maybe this is something different. Maybe is this just because like the memories Eren has are things that Ymir also saw, and it's actually this Ymir sending memories back to Eren. But Eren's memory of this kid isn't his face getting squished, and it's something else. So I'm not sure. We've got to go because the battery is dying. But no, you slave, I'm free. Just checking on chat. Eren failing his plan, like Light going crazy, would show his childish intentions. This is possible. Thomas 2. What about the conversation between Ymir and young Eren? That would be interesting. If they do symbolic stuff, it will be that. Like, the symbolism has come back because child Eren is around and like interacting with Armin. So it's like, even though I think that's metaphorical too. Oh, and everybody else died too. All of the other refugees are also crushed to death by the Colossal Titan's footsteps, and in their wake, they only leave footprints. You wouldn't have ever known there was a city there before you arrived. Absolute destruction. You can see sort of the remnants of a building here, but this is that place after the fact. I think that's really like powerful stuff where it's like, because these feet are so big, like everything is turned to rubble. Not even like rubble as in like an explosion, like that fucking shit that was happening in Lebanon recently where there's like a destroyed, toppled over buildings everywhere. Instead, it's just like destroyed. It's like you can't even see the rubble because the rubble also got like crushed. You can see little bits of it. And this isn't like a full-on city. This seems like a little town. But still, like they literally, if this rumbles the entire world, like there will be nothing left in the world. Like it will just be like all dust. It'll be insane if that happens. If we get to that, that would be a good place to have all this Evangelion weird shit. Here's the panel. Is this what Eren thinks freedom is? What does Eren think freedom is? What does Attack on Titan think freedom is? What does Attack on Titan have to say about freedom? These are the big questions thematically for this series, but is this the answer? The implication from this chapter is that Eren just wanted to see the outside world and have a proper view of everything. The walls kept him from that. That's why he hated the walls. They kept him from freedom. That scenery was that scenery, in quotes, that we have been hearing about for a while, was the outside world being from a high enough view to see it properly. This is what Eren was talking about when he said the scenery. He just wanted to see the world and like not see a wall on the horizon. Just see like the world is curved here. That's how high up he is. I don't think he would theoretically be that high up and be able to breathe. But whatever. This isn't literally him. What the fuck? Whatever. It doesn't matter. The Attack on Titan world is flat apparently. We're not talking about that though. But I feel like I had something to say before I went into a dumb fucking monologue about the Earth being round. Yeah, so that scenery for Eren, all the things he ever wanted to see is basically that's why he when he thinks about that scenery, he gets really excited. It's not the rumbling himself for Eren, but Grisha's interpretation of this scenery was much different, I'm supposed to say. Because he saw it, because he saw the future thing, because he was an Attack Titan. He does see the rumbling and the death/destruction. It's so simple and childish and great. That's why he hated the walls. I'm talking about Eren's motivation and why he's so happy here. Or it could be the thing where he only sees this for an instant before going to be in paths with Armin, and he doesn't get to process that all he's seeing is destruction, but I don't think so. I think he just likes that he has this view where he can see as far as he wants to see. He can see everything. So that was what the scenery was to him, but from Grisha's perspective, he looked down and saw the rumbling. It was this is awful. This is the worst thing possible. Zeke, you have to stop this. So the scenery means different things to different people. So theorizing what it was a little nebulous because it means different things. Looking briefly at chat, though we do have to go. Armin and Eren come face to face in paths, ? So this happens instantly after this. Obviously they shared this dream of seeing this scenery. It's hard to tell how much of this is metaphorical since Eren is a younger, purer version of himself here, which means it's probably a metaphorical meeting, but Armin says his name, but doesn't comment on seeing Eren to Annie when they have a conversation right after this. So it is a little weird. Is Armin consciously here, or is this Eren imagining him? Are they both actually in the Paths Realm for a second before they go back? But here we talk about young Eren in Paths Realm that everybody's been talking about and spoiling in chat beforehand. But I thought of it first, alright? I was the number one boy. I think Eren is younger here because it's a parallel to Ymir in the Paths dimension. Ymir reverted in age when she lived in that dimension, so has Eren. Younger Eren is younger Eren now, so is Eren younger Eren now the avatar of that dimension? I feel like younger Eren might be the Ymir now, because Ymir left, right? She disappeared when she gave her power to Eren. She stopped controlling it. So maybe a younger version of Eren is now in this place doing all this, and he can see things through this perspective because the Path dimension is weird. Also, what if the Paths dimension is just a post-rumbled reality? Because there's sand everywhere and it's the dust of the world. That's something I haven't thought about at all, but could be interesting. It's the future and shit like that or something. It is an ultimate dimension looking thing. But I don't know if Armin knows this happened. I'm not sure. Because he really acts weird after the fact, if he is. Unless he's just too horny to think about the implications of seeing young Eren. Eren and Armin are paralleled here, and then by the rest of the chapter as childish here, but the opposite sides of childish. Like Flock said in chapter 90, Eren has always been childish and throws tantrums when he doesn't get his own way, but Armin is childish in his optimism, like how he still wants to talk to Eren and how he always talked to Annie. I like this. I like this parallel of they both embody childish will, but the opposite sides of a coin. If we were looking for the blonde and black-haired like the Guts and Griffith, the Akira, Rio, the dude from Psycho Pass, and the other dude from Psycho Pass, this Japanese cliche anime thing of like a blonde character and a black haired character and them like diametrically opposing each other and being different sides of like humanity. Maybe instead of it being Reiner and Eren for Attack on Titan, it was Armin and Eren the entire time. Now that's an interesting idea. Is Eren vs. Armin going to be the final confrontation of the series, not Reiner or Gabi or Mikasa or even Falco? I'm starting to think. I held on to the Gabi idea for a long time of Gabi is our savior, she'll do it. If anything, I think like her and Reiner will deliver the final blow if they get into a fight with Eren, and Mikasa and Armin will do the talking side of thing. And Mikasa and Armin's final, like, they'll talk or whatever. I could see Mikasa helping bring Eren down and that being a big moment for her. Forward speculation is pointless at this point. This isn't last minute predictions, this is the review. Let me just briefly look at chat. Yeah, I read it as him being in denial from his guilt. That's not really what I'm talking about. Oh, the Falco thing have more possibilities. The bird shit is interesting. Eren vs. Kid Eren, lol. Well, that would just be Eren vs. Gabi, right? Haha. I do be back from eating breakfast though. Zan just came back. There's no way that there isn't a Mikasa and Eren scene, so there'll probably be a lot of confrontations. Yeah, of course they're going to have a scene. I'm just talking about like the final blow. Like I was very much on the like, it's going to be Gabi for a long time. And 2 seconds after seeing child Eren, I'm horny. Hell of a thing to say, Minty. I saw people providing a psychological explanation. The age regression phenomenon. He's so delusional that he's slowly in-world of fantasy reminiscent of his childhood. Some people also think this is supposed to be a parallel to what happened in Trost when he lost control, possibly because he might have been processing the fact that he was a Titan, like he mentioned during the Uprising arc. This may also imply that Armin to have snap him out of it again. That's a good parallel. Armin snapping him out of it is a good thing. But yeah, it's like metaphorical. It's not literal. There's not a literal little Eren running around unless it's in the path realms and he's just seeing things. But like this is Eren's always been childish. This is the embodiment of what he always wanted. So he becomes a child again in the face of his dream, is sort of what's being said here. But we also see the last panel is Eren with his eyes closed, and usually shifters have their eyes open, so maybe it's just him being delusional. Maybe his eyes are open here. I think this last panel has more things that people may have given it credit for initially, about like implications for the future, and like he's delusional, like he's literally fantasizing about being younger while he's like passed out and not even conscious of what he's doing. It's just like his will pushing the Titans and commanding them forward. But yeah, we'll have to see. Did I read all of this? Yes. Armin and Annie, 100% confirmation. I couldn't fucking believe my goddamn eyes. Asexual Isayama himself fucking did it, and not with Gabi and Falco, with actual adult questionable characters. No, he's like Ymir, a child in paths. He's being controlled from the paths. Maybe that's it too. Also, he does look in a dream state in the final panel, like it was in Trost. It does really look like that. Legal in AUS. Well, the implication is that she was conscious for all those 5 years. So physically, she might still be 16, but emotionally, she's 21 or however old she would be. Is the age of consent about attractiveness? No, it's about maturity and whether or not you can consent because you're mature enough to give consent. I think it's okay. Isayama just did it. After shying away from outright ships for so long, finally he's writing a romantic adult questionable angle into a storyline. Last chapter with Historia and Eren was vague, and he did already do it with Gabi and Falco, but that was some cute 14-year-old stuff. And these are characters that have been around since the beginning. The ship has existed forever. I always thought it was going to be like, when I was 12, I used to think it was going to be Annie and Armin and Eren and Mikasa. Little did I know. Now, it was very tame, and Isayama still seems to be in love with asexuality, but this was great. It was a cute little moment. It wasn't overtly, like, sexual or anything. They could have fucked. Yeah, I probably would have appreciated that a lot more, but it was a cute little scene. I actually really like this. I'm downplaying it now, but I really did like this. It was cute, Annie initiating it by asking him if he wanted to sit. It was very interesting that Annie makes the first move here, and then she, like, gets cold feet and tries to get up later. because she doesn't like want to confront these feelings right now. Because obviously Annie is very vulnerable at this point, right? This happens in stories all the time when like the girl is vulnerable, and she's like just gone through some emotional turmoil. The emotional turmoil being that her father is probably dead. Like she's very willing to talk now, when she probably wouldn't be outside of this. Obviously, in Last Minute Predictions, I said that like Annie needs like a storyline going forward now, and Armin's always needed a little more for me, and I think this achieves like both things right now. Though we did speculate that Armin was like silently going insane, but it doesn't seem like that at all. It seems like he's very hopeful. I know me and Minty had been talking about this for like the last 5 chapters about how Armin's slowly getting like more brutal, but it seems like he's sort of the same old Armin, but a more like chattier version of that. I'll use the exact word chat in the next panel, and I'll justify why I'm using it. But he seems to be like much more confident. He's like Armin but confident now, and he always lacked confidence. So remember his speech to the dude that was voiced by Vegeta in the dub? I remember that scene. It's cringe as fuck going back and listening to it now, though. It was cute, Annie initiating it by asking him if he wanted to sit, but then backing out when she got a little uncomfortable with confronting how she felt, and how grateful she was to him for speaking to her all those years was all great relationship building for 2 characters in need of something else interesting here. This just adds another layer to both of their characters, and is much appreciated. I think I like Armin now. I think Armin is alright now. I've been talking about that all stream, so that wasn't a big reveal. I am a simp for a romance storyline, though. I always am. The interactions here are great, though. Interesting implications for Armin's character. As much as I hate to even jokingly use this term, Armin has become quite the Chad in this moment. He's nervous first sitting next to Annie, but then he just says how he feels. Annie asks him why he didn't find someone more cheerful and bright to talk to about his problems for 5 years while he just talked to her all the time, holding the seashell. The seashell's got to come back as well. Is this the first time we've gotten confirmation that Annie was somewhat conscious during the crystal? While in the crystal, rather? I think maybe we had heard that before. But Armin doesn't want someone who's bright and cheerful. He was always interested in Annie. Opposites attract. Opposite attract here, it says. But yeah, Annie's starting to get a little insecure here. It's cute, you know? And she's like, why didn't you find someone cheerful to talk to? She's thinking of that bitch Krista. I know she's thinking of her right now. Does she even know about it? She definitely doesn't know. Unless Armin talked about his story, he probably did. But why isn't he thinking of that? She starts like doubting herself. It's all cute stuff, all right? But then Armin talks about how he doesn't like to be patronized by other people as a nice person. He reminds Annie that he's still a monster too. But then she goes on to call him a good person again. Is Armin a good person? He probably is if he saves the world. I don't know, maybe this is part, because the original like good person conversation, I just realized this now, was Annie and Armin's conversation when he first approaches her in the chapter where she reveals herself as the female Titan, about what a good person is. She's like, to me, you're a bad person because you're putting me in this uncomfortable position, but to you, I'm a good person. And I remember that now. Fucking hell, he's bringing everything back, motherfucker, thematically. So I feel like this is going to be like a cute thing if they kiss on screen and none of them die and neither one of them die. Like, if Armin does save the world, like Annie could kiss him on the head and say like, you are a good person, and they could do a big hug or something, because we ain't going to see him fuck. Don't get your hopes up now. This is not Berserk. Though both of their character arcs could climax in a sex scene if he was to play his cards right. But he's not going to do it, all right? Get it out of your head. Leave it for the dojins, apparently. But the good person thing is definitely going to come back to like maybe if one of them dies, that'll probably be more of an Isayama way to do it. Bird arrives, Armin is still hopeful in Eren's true form. This is our final panel, and we don't even have a critical alert yet, so we're doing pretty good. We've only got 90% battery though. We might have some time to read chat at the end. Hear that spoilers ruin everything, Kyle? Spoilers. What were we talking about with spoilers? Spoilers don't ruin shit. Personally, I think Isayama is still a long way in building up romance relationships. Still has a long way in building up romantic relationships. Maybe it's just me, but why is Armin so interested in her? Well, he's always been interested in her, right? Opposites attract. That's why he's interested in her. He's always been curious about like what motivated her. And he always like suspected her beforehand, so he was like curious about her. They did have a lot of curious interactions, but I think there's nothing in their previous interactions that make me go, oh, of course. Well, I knew fucking 7 years ago, so yeah, you probably should have clued in on it, Anne. What the fuck are you doing? I mean, I can see Annie, but Armin fell in love with her just because Armin's a dude. She's really pretty. That's why he's in love with her. It's not that difficult. Just because he slowly talked to her in those years. Also, yeah, she became his therapist without saying anything back. So yeah, I feel like that's a good way to start a relationship. Like sharing all your secrets with somebody, it probably instills trust if they don't betray you. Is this motivation supposed to be explored later? Yeah, that spoils ruin everything. I don't know what Minty's talking about. I heard my dad's dead. Would you be my other daddy or whatever? I saw assholery saying. And he fitting the strap on? Maybe. And is a Chad. Actually, he doesn't have a body from what we can see. He's a detached head. Is it a detached head? Oh, yeah, it is. Look, you can see the spine. He actually doesn't have a body. I actually didn't realize that until this minute, so, I'm the one that was talking about how there's a lot more implications to this. It literally is just the... Wait, is this... No, this isn't the outside head, right? Is this like... Maybe it is. Where would he be hidden? So this is like the head that's hanging up upside down. Where would, like... Because it's all bone, right? Where would his fucking internal Titan, like, his real body internally be? So they're just going to have to talk to this Eren. Or maybe little Eren. Maybe that's why little Eren came back. Okay, I'm starting to understand a little bit better now. Owen and Bert could DP pound Annie in paths, just an idea. Maybe. Because the leaker described it as there is a romantic moment between Armin and Annie after the rumbling or something, or whatever. Also, I thought that Eren's dreams for the freedom... we gotta fucking finish this. I can't read Zan's thing right now. Chat, read Zan's thing so he's not mad at me. To end the chapter, a bird arrives that I think is either metaphorical or to show that they are getting close to land, and not that Eren is controlling or seeing through its eyes or something. Though maybe that's it. Maybe Eren is seeing through the bird's eyes. The bird shows up, which I think might be an indication that they're just close to land. Armin still has hope that the natural wonders of the world that they haven't seen yet outside of the walls in all the civilization they've seen are still out there, whereas Eren has seemingly given up, going back to that childish parallel. Going back to that childish parallel, right? I'm making sense. It's fitting that Reddit is in its lazy cynicism chose the edgy childish side to hitch their wagon on and hated the other hopeful childish side. Very symbolic of Reddit as a whole, I think. It's funny because I remember getting all those comments about Eren's not childish, bro. I remember everybody getting so mad when I described it as childish. Really grinded their gears. But look at us now. Fuck you. But yeah, how there's like these two very childish-like characters, and Reddit loves one and hates one, and the one that they love is like an edgy fucking "I'll kill everybody, bro," and the other one is like hopeful optimism, and they chose to hate the hopeful optimism. The people that are on Reddit usually embody that, from what I can perceive. Lazy cynicism. What can we say? Well, never mind. Then's not here to get mad about us saying that. The lazy cynicism thing, not a Reddit thing. He's a fucking 4chan boy. But then we see Eren's actual body, and it looks disgusting, and its eyes are closed. He's not actually seeing any scenery. It's a great twist at the end. That was the thing I wanted to talk about. He's actually not seeing shit. He's not seeing the scenery. Even if this head can see it, his outside head, it's fucking hanging upside down. So it's like Eren isn't actually seeing shit. Like, he doesn't even get to see it with his own eyes. He gets to see it with metaphorical fucking kid eyes. So it's like Eren's betrayed his dream in the name of his dream to get to this moment. Like, even if he was to see the scenery now, it's not going to be the scenery he wanted because his fucking colossal titans are going to destroy everything. So it's sort of like Eren is fucking up in every like measurable like aspect here. I think that's the word I'm fucking looking for. Let's look at the comments from the fandom if we haven't already. We definitely don't have time for that. Then that's it. Fuck off. Let me just keep an eye. We'll go back to the beginning. I'll read chat for a little bit, and I'll keep my eye. As soon as this goes critical, we'll end the YouTube video. We've got 15% remaining, maybe like 5 minutes. I don't know how long we've been going. This actually might not be that long of a chapter review then. More dense than long. Quality over quantity, I suppose. But only because I forgot to charge the laptop fully before coming in here. Carl has 40 viewers. Well, I checked it now and it says 38. So fuck you, Zan. You jinxed it. I know, right? Surprised we kept so many viewers for this long. Yeah. Fucking 40 people. Who fucking knew? Rock and Roll says Eren himself kills the hopeful optimism. The boy just wants some money to live a better life, even though he got his hand cut off, but takes the opportunity anyway. Wait, does he have one less hand? Hold on, what? More dense than long, how I describe myself to a woman when I get rejected. Sure, Minty, I thought you had a harem. Status critical. Status is not critical yet, alright? Eren did everything wrong, but we still love him. Oh yeah, it didn't come right to me, the fact that Eren was literally destroying what Armin wanted. He really is fucking up everything. Well, it's also what he wanted, right? Son Poseidon says, I'm gay, lovely. I bet his actual head is somewhere under the massive rib cage or something. It's dangling on the fresh tendril thingies. Yeah, maybe. I just realized something. The Fez boy has his hand cut off. The same happens to Eren. What do you mean? When the Titan bites his hand/arm off and he's holding it up as he holds onto his dream. Does the kid have one less hand? I didn't notice that, but maybe. I still don't know what with the Eren is the best character in fiction on Reddit. Yeah, they really like him. Eren sees through his Titan. Maybe. Idiot, maybe. Parallel, it says 40. It says 38 for me, still on my phone. Historia rejected Eren, that's why he's committing genocide. Maybe Historia was like, fuck you. I want to marry the farmer boy, and this is Eren's temper tantrum, because Queen Historia, the literal queen, told him to fuck off, and then the other queen shot his fucking head off, so the real queen. Oh, interesting point, Minty. Yes, it's a parallel, Zan. Shut up. I don't know. It's an arm and a hand. Like, I don't know if this is a parallel. Fuck it, I'm saying this again. Is it just me, or is there some Jesus imagery going on here? A crown of thorns on his head. Good Christian mythos. Did do some genocides himself, maybe it's some Jesus stuff. He looks more devilly, right? Yes, Kyle, his arms held up like strings or something. Did you miss the first/second page of the chapter? Why, what's the first one? Wait, let me try and remember. Does he have one less hand? Oh, fuck, he does. I didn't see this at all. Wait. Oh, because this is after the fact, because they flash back. Because when he was originally with Eren, he has both hands, I think, but now he only has one. I actually didn't see this at all. I didn't know he only had one hand. But there you go. Using the Warhammer Titan. He's back in Paradise. I forgot that. He has the fucking Warhammer one. He could be underground somewhere. Though it doesn't look like it from that final panel. Though it is all dark. But I guess under the ribcage would be pretty fucking dark. He got his can cut off for stealing. Like he said, Zeke in the underground, somewhere trapped, or at least his head. I think Zeke isn't like in the Pars realm or something. I think he's just going to show up dramatically at a point where it looks like all is lost and save the day. If Eren is in Paradise, then what the fuck? Are they going to kill the Colossal Titans, Levi, Mikasa, let's go? Maybe. Cheeky? I don't know if that's supposed to be an Asian racial slur after that, but I don't know. I'm not going to say it just in case. Cheeky, his name is. I said this before, but what if Ymir is watching in approval? Maybe. If you said something really smart, you should probably repeat it now that I'm completely looking at chat. If you look back at 130, his head is the right way up. Is it? Was Kid Eren literally seeing him through Pars because he sees Armin, or is it symbolic for Eren at the moment seeing an idolized version of what he's looking at? I'm not sure. Or is Ymir watching the atrocities and just getting ready to rebel against Eren? There's no way to kill all the Colossal Titans by the end. Yeah, I think it's going to be you kill Eren and they all fall over Avengers style. These chapter analysis videos are just rehashing what we already know. Sure, Poseidon. The only way they will stop is by paths fuckery, is what Zen means to say. With the Jesus Ymir, Isayama implying the close relationship between gods and humanity, how the former is shaped by our mind. Just remind us the Eren/Ymir conversation. I don't know. I don't think he has any tight powers besides the one he's in anymore personally. If I'm right and he's just a head, he no longer has a spine, which means he has no titan powers except for this one, which is basically a god. Yeah, but then what was the point of him getting the Warhammer Titan in the narrative? He broke out of prison with it, and it's no longer on the other side. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Should explain his not regenerating body. Eren being controlled by Kid Self. I can't wait for the Dressrosa vid. Yeah, it'll be out soon, boys. He'll probably beat me to it. He usually does. Do you think there will be another twist, or is it just about killing Eren? Or with a twist? Well, there has to be a twist, right? The first pages of the manga imply that there has to be a big, massive twist at the end. There's still a bunch of twists coming. If she's dead now, how is she in the chapter? Ymir. Well, it could just be a weird fucking Rei Ayanami thing where it's not literally Rei. Maybe everybody just sees Ymir before they die. I'm telling you, we're getting weird metaphorical lands here. It's not supposed to be all literal. Ling Yang in 1995. I think that's a new one now. Eren ate the Warhammer Titan and got her memories. Was it explained what they were again? I remember Eren said the War Titan's memories gave him some information. I don't remember. Ymir says fuck off Eren's bullshit, so they trapped Kid Eren and boom, they got... well, not really. I can't wait for the Fox and anime vid. Me too. I'm waiting on bated breath. Well, the Fox didn't even talk about there's no shipping bait. Annie and Eren, no, Armin and Annie confirmed. I don't know. He seems to get 300,000 views no matter what. We're down to 34 now. I think for the YouTube audience, this will be about it. We've been along for a while. Great chapter. I don't know exactly how long it's going to be. We made it in time. Laptop didn't go flat on us. But with that being said, the plan is to get 7 videos out this month, but not one of them is an Attack on Titan video. We got a few One Piece videos, a Berserk video, some Sopranos and Mad Men videos, Lady of a Portrait on Fire, another video for that, a bunch of weird shit. So if you're interested in that, fucking subscribe. What the fuck? Last time 10,000 of you watched this shit. Obviously, most of you don't make it to here, though. So fucking subscribe or whatever the fuck. Watch all the other videos. I have a shit ton of Attack on Titan reviews. Look, we're getting in critical mode that you can go back and rewatch. There are some scripted ones. Chapter 121 and 122 are fully scripted videos, and they're interesting even in retrospect. Watch top 10 Attack on Titan moments. All the other chapter reviews are just like this, so it's not really worth going back and looking at. But there's a bunch of other Attack on Titan videos. Go watch them all. I need the fucking views, alright? We're getting YouTube monetization now. With that being said, after shilling all that, come to Twitch chat. Patreon's there. Not really there for unscripted videos, though. But all that shit's there. Follow me on Twitter. All the good stuff. Support links in the description below. Thanks.